welcome to today's live stream. I'm your host, Jaden Sterling, founder of Sterling Stock Picker. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. We have continuing to grow our platform on a global scale and thrilled that you're here. So thanks so much for being here. Let's dive in. As you can see, lots of earnings coming out this week. Big technology names after the close today. Palantir. Tomorrow, AMD after the close. Super Micro. Pfizer before the open. The list goes on and on. Some terrific names. Wednesday is Uber, Shopify, Elf after the close on Wednesday. DraftKings as well. McDonald's. D-Wave on Thursday before the open. That's going to be a real interesting one to watch to see where that is playing out. You know, there's been a big push toward quantum computing and AI. So we're going to have to see if there's some teeth in there that the stock can hold on to and move it higher. SoundHound as well, Thursday after the close. Trade Desk. I think that we're going to see some really good numbers come out of these companies, and it just seems like a lot of the momentum and growth happening in the market is in fact from the technology sector, continues to be, most importantly, the AI sector and quantum computing, semiconductors as well. So take a look at these. I think it's a same situation as last week. Rising tide raises all ships. So we'll see. Oh, and Rivian Tuesday after the close. Let's keep an eye on that too and see how they're doing. You know, last week we had Reddit post terrific earnings. Stock has moved much higher in trading. So I think that's going to continue to be the case on these companies that hit earnings. You know, when they hit these numbers, they're going to continue to move much higher. So we've got a drop in the percent of stocks above the 50 moving day average. We're sitting here at 44. I mean, that is significant compared to when we first started tracking this at 73. So internally, we're seeing now Friday, the market sold off. So that has had a big impact on the number of companies trading around their 50 moving day average. So that did help. So there's some good buying opportunities here. This was Friday 44, and now we're back up to 46. So still way better than when we started tracking. So there's a lot more momentum going into this market. Currently, we've got the Dow up 1.26%, NASDAQ up 1.82%. Strong, the S&P 500 up as well, 1.36. So strength across the board. This is not a siloed rally. This is a broad-based rally. A lot of dip buyers from Friday coming into the equity market. So continuing to move higher. Bitcoin up as well. Let's look at a stock of interest, and that is Lending Tree. We see the stock well above its moving averages. MFI in the sweet spot at 66. I found this by looking at I think it was the liftoff list here, or let me just stop. Yeah, right here. 4-star stock. It's on our most watch. It's an industry best. It is high risk, so only consider buying into the stock if you can handle high risk. And a mover, big mover lately, AMD. Look at this thing, up 3.36% today. Earnings coming out tomorrow after the close. So I'm recommending taking a look at AMD stock for purchase if you don't own it already. Now, you don't have to buy the shares outright if you're not interested in that. You can always look at the options and pick up some contracts if you wanted to play the earnings, if you thought that, you know, the earnings were going to be good this week and therefore the stock price will make a big move up. I think it's pretty well baked into these contracts that the stock is going higher. If you look at the 177.50 strike, you're looking at a 7.25 premium on that call contract versus the puts at the 175s at 6. Now, these are fairly balanced in terms of the calls and the put strike prices. So then you just go over and look at the open interest for the contracts and see. Now we're just trying to get a feel for what the sentiment in the market is. This thing going to move higher or lower? So we've got open interest, 4,016 contracts on the 165, 2,657 172s. The 170s have 6,400. So we go back here, we try to keep a mental note of the open interest in these contracts and compare them. So compared to the puts, it looks like, to me, the calls win handedly. Look at this, 16,000 contracts on the 180s, 16,000 on the 185. So 190s, these round numbers, 19,000 contracts. So essentially the market is saying, hey, the stock's going higher. So if you're interested in, kind of renting the stocks, making a play for earnings, you would look at buying one of these. Heck, you can even look at the 180s at $625 a contract. So consider that. That may be a good way to play this earnings situation. Lending Tree, again, new on the list here on the Stock Rocket. So chart looks fantastic. Going to, and it looks like we're going to potentially get a thread here, golden cross, if this continues, if the SMA 200, if the SMA 15 moves above the SMA 200, we could very well get a golden cross. Now the stock has already crossed over the 200 the end of July. So to see that, it went from 41 to 50 in a heartbeat. Very, very powerful move there. And so it's holding that golden cross. So take a look at Lending Tree for your portfolio. It is a high risk stock, as I mentioned earlier. So just know that you'd have to be able to handle that level of risk. And in terms of the change logs over the weekend, the guys were busy. We added a bunch of stocks into our database. Germany's most actively traded stocks is a key hub for the European equities. You can track companies listed on the XETR. Frankfurt Exchange was added as well, so you can track stocks on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. And Tokyo, 6,500 stocks listed from the Tokyo TSE are now available on Sterling Stock Picker. So we truly have hit this global status in our platform, and we're thrilled to have accomplished that. We couldn't have done it without you all, so we're grateful, and we thank you for your support. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you.